What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a lovely day wherever it is that you are on this gorgeous planet. Today, we're, as promised, running something a little different from my usual. Um, the last couple of streams, I've been focusing a lot on dragons and a lot on the color combinations white and red with a bit of blue, but we have steered well clear from control decks. I've got a feeling that right now they're kind of badly placed in the format. There's a lot of aggro decks going around, so it's a little harder to win. But I think this one does a good job. I'm running on about something around 60% win rate after upwards of 30 games. I try to do that with every single one of the decks that I showcase on my channel because I don't want it to be like most of the other YouTubers that just make a deck, run it on ladder, and then they get like 5-0 and post those sensationalized clickbait type things, 100% win rate deck, and then if you had to play that same deck like another 50 games, it'll drop down to around 50 something, like most decks. I mean, even the most professional players out there, PVDDR and all those guys, don't have much higher than 60% win rates on average anyway. So I really like to put each deck through its paces during the morning before I stream and in days and weeks before then, so that when it actually comes time to showcase it, I can give you some real figures. So this one's sitting on around 58, 60% win rate after 40 odd games, and that's good. That's nice. I'm happy with it. Just going to run through the deck. I've been given some feedback from a couple of friends in the community that I am not going into enough detail when explaining the deck. I guess, like I mentioned in one of my first streams, my channel isn't really too much focused on beginner gamers. I expect a lot of the people that are watching my videos to already kind of get exactly what I'm doing just by having a look at the deck. But that having been said, I do want to explain a few of the synergies and sort of what our goal is and what we're trying to do with this deck. So here we go. Essentially, it's Professor Onyx. Professor Onyx, the new Strixhaven Liliana Planeswalker with Magecraft. The whole point of the deck is to, ramp up, control the board, keep the opponent, completely under control until we have enough mana to play Professor Onyx and then win with her ultimate. And it happens regularly. If that doesn't work, we can occasionally just swing in for 2 damage a pop with Archmage Emeritus, which is actually the only creature that we're running in this deck. So as you can see, it's 2 creatures and 34 non-creatures. Average mana is 3.3. We're running 24 lands. Mana base is pretty simple, just running 4 Zagoth Triomes. And then I went down one of the Darkbore and Silverboar pathways because there's, we're only splashing a bit of green for Cultivate and Eureka Moment, but essentially it's mostly a Dimir deck. So I left 4 of each of the Clearwater, Murkwater pathways and, 4 of the Barkchannel pathways. um, yes, otherwise it's very simple. I'm not running any fancy lands other than that. I find it's a lot easier to have this type of. I'm loving the new dual lands, of course, and in 2-color decks, I'm playing the Snarls now almost all the time. They have a possibility of coming into play untapped much more often than others. So yeah, to get to Professor Onyx, we have plenty of card draw and plenty of ramp. So we can draw cards with Into the Roil. When you pay its kicker cost, you can return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. And if it was kicked, you can draw a card. This is great. It's sort of like occasionally you don't have the counter spell up, you don't have enough mana to counter it, you don't have some removal in hand. Then your last possibility is to bounce the card back to the owner's hand. Then we've got Pop Quiz, which allows us to have a lesson sideboard. It's the only card in the deck with the learn ability, but it also acts as some card draw, and it's instant speed, which is great. And the main reason why I wanted the learn ability in this deck was to be able to run a few copies of Confront the Past. You occasionally come across those guys that have the perfect answer. As you drop Professor Onyx on the battlefield, they slam it with a Baleful Mastery or a what's that other one? Beg your pardon. There's that other exile card, instant speed, devour or something. And you know, it's not eat to extinction, and it's not the only one. There's plenty of instant speed removal for planeswalkers. So if they do manage to get Onyx off of the battlefield, then we have two ways in our sideboard to get her back, which is great. Then, of course, a couple of utility things when you that's not necessary, but you need to accomplish other things. We can search for a basic land and gain a little bit of life, which is great. Necrotic Fumes. Don't even know if I should be running this, to be honest, because the only creature that I can exile to be able to cast it is our Archmage Emeritus, but there's only one copy in there. It's kind of those fringe moments when it comes in handy. Then I'm running a copy of Introduction to Prophecy, just to scry and draw a card. Of course, always in my sideboards when I'm running the learn cards, I have at least one copy of Containment Breach if my mana base has green in it, because there's plenty of pesky artifacts or enchantments running around in the meta right now that is great to be able to get rid of with our Containment Breach. And then just pretty much every time I'm running one of these lesson wish boards, I have at least one copy of Mascot Exhibition. It sometimes just sort of ends games and is quite handy. Even though it costs 7 mana, late game, they've maybe wiped everything off your board, you've got nothing left, bam, you can slam one of these down and they have a bunch of tokens and swing in for the kill the following turn. So that's our sideboard. What else? Other card draw that we have. Eureka Moment draws 2 cards and also doubles as ramp, so you can put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield, which is great. Of course, Cultivate. We ideally want to be hitting this on turn 3 so we can ramp up to our Professor Onyx really quickly. And then the rest is pretty much just a bunch of control. So we've got 2 copies of Baleful Mastery, which is another lovely new card from Strixhaven. Occasionally, you'll happily cast it for 2 mana. Even though the opponent gets to draw a card, it's instant speed removal for any creature or planeswalker for 2 mana. Great. So I'm running 2 copies of that. And then plenty of sweepers because, mono red is running amok in the meta. So we've got 3 copies of Extinction Event and 2 copies of Shadow's Verdict. Then, what else? Oh, and important thing to note, Shadow's Verdict won't exile Archmage Emeritus if he's on the board, which is quite nice. Then, Sword Coming and Negate are our counter spells, which is amazing. Could go up maybe 1 copy of Negate, but I've found so far this has been working really good. It's those moments when you need to, they're targeting your Professor Onyx, you can negate, or when they're trying to cast a big old emergent ultimatum or something like that, then boom. And then the rest is just a bit of removal. We've got Bloodchief's Thirst, which is another way of getting rid of planeswalkers if we've run out of Baleful Masteries or we're not drawing into them. And then 3 copies of Heartless Act, sort of the premier 2 mana instant speed black removal, and 1 copy of Eliminate, just in case. I kind of always run them in this way, 3 and 1. It's a nice little removal package right there. And then, of course, I've mentioned him a few times, but I haven't read his ability. Archmage Emeritus is another way that we have of drawing cards. It triggers Magecraft whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, which is the same as Professor Onyx. So, often, which is great, I'll have him down on the battlefield, cast either Eureka Moment or Pop Quiz, or Into the Roil, and at that point you'll be drawing, well, in Eureka's Moment, in the case of Eureka Moment, 3 cards. Pop Quiz 2 cards, Into the Roil 2 cards off of the Magecraft ability on the Archmage. So I actually was running 3 copies and I went down 1 because I ended up decking myself a few times, which is not ideal because Professor Onyx also ends up offloading a bunch of cards into the graveyard. Actually, I'll keep this little thing I was thinking about saying as a surprise for the end of the video, but we've got another version of Sultai control that I'm fine-tuning for tomorrow, and I will show you that briefly towards the end of the stream. So that's the deck. I hope it's clear. We're going to go straight onto the rank ladder today. Again, as usual, I was sitting on 90% after yesterday's run. I dropped back down to around 86 just during play testing while I was fiddling and changing cards around. But I think the deck is exactly where it needs to be right now. So let's jump into the games. Hot today. I need to pop off my chair in a moment and grab some water. Finally, the weather is starting to get better. We had a horrible winter in North Italy. Really miserable, drizzly, rainy, cloudy, foggy. It's finally starting to look like summer. So that's a great opening hand. You know, I always like 4-mana hands. We've got some counters, some removal, some draw. Let's keep it. Playing against Mr. PSGR. Oh, that was a mistake. I was supposed to play the Zagoth Triome. My bad. Focus on it. Focus. Okay. Tap land. Nice. Kind of makes up for our mistake. We can keep up the counter spell. If he doesn't play anything, we're going to draw with our pop quiz and learn. Nothing. Hopefully no counter spell on the opponent's side. A bad feeling. Ah, that's great. I think what we're going to do is scry 2. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Let's keep up a counter spell. See what happens. Opponent seems to be... I've run into today, and it was all Asian people's names, funnily enough. When I play early in the morning in Italy, a lot of the Asians are online, sort of their end of the day, and it's just Azorius Fortel. Here we go. Again, Azorius Fortel. I played like 4 different Azorius Fortel decks today, all against Asians, which is a very pleasant change, although it's kind of annoying. It prompted a lot of this shift away from macro decks and more towards a controlling sort of vibe. So if that is saw it coming, he can't cast it straight away because he only just foretold it. That's nice. Let's get him like that. See, now I don't have enough mana up for a counter negate, and I'm almost certain that is going to be a saw it coming. So let's try and cut about it using some simple spells. They don't play many creatures, these control decks. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 8 mana to be able to cast our Onyx safely. Okay. Onan is working his way up to something really annoying. I have a feeling. It's been most of these Azorius decks I played in the last couple of days. It was the top end was Dream Trawler, or you know, chaining one Algren's Epiphany into another. So you've got blue there. In case he saw it coming, I can negate that. Hopefully he hasn't got another one in hand. He's got the mana for it. Maybe not. Yes! Whew. So now, Azorius doesn't have much. Yeah, we're either just going to bounce it or something like that. Keep the removal. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a 2-mana counterspell to negate his counter if we try and cast Professor Onyx again. So we shall have to first foretell our sword coming past the turn. Opponent. Shock that shit. Okay. Let's see. Oh, goodness. This foretell mechanic puts you really on edge. Like, it's, you can never know exactly. I mean, from the colors, I know it's, you know, I know what cards those are, but fingers crossed.
Under my tutelage, even you can master death.
Mage action.
I have impeccable study habits.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Another Raisin Borrower. No, I think we should do this. Yes. Please. Okay. Although now we have nothing up in case, but you know, that's just the name of the game. We knew it. I was just gonna say that before. Like Banishing Light is pretty much the only thing this color combination has to deal with Planeswalkers. Fortunately, I can go and fetch. What's the name of that lesson? The Containment Breach. Go on then, I know you want to. No? That's nice. So then maybe we can do this. I can't remember now if Onyx goes to my hand or back into the battlefield. Plenty of land for all sorts of shenanigans. Opponent seems to be running a bit low on things to do, even though he's got a full hand. Try this again. Nice. I mean, he's just going to cast it again next turn, right? But that's okay. We can counter it. Let's keep it back up.
I never thought I'd miss the library.
Now he might have that card that exiles a tapped creature that you foretell. Or if he does, he probably isn't bothering to use it on such a... Hmm. Meh. I'm surprised they're not running, you know, Yorion. Yorion! Passage. Oh, that's a pain. So he's tested the talents on our saw it coming, which is quite a pain, because that means we are all out of counters, except for I think one last copy of Negate. There we go. Now we can go and look for our enchantment removal. You know, but while he's trying to chip away at me, you know, he's down to 12. I'm on, you know, the Archmage is putting in the work. Good look at my hand now, he's probably going. Unfortunately, we deck ourselves pretty rapidly. I am a little worried here. We might be approaching rapidly I've just decked myself stage of the game. So if I can get, you know, discard anything, I'll probably discard any ramp I have left. Oh, go on then. Negate in hand.
That's Professor Onyx to you.
On to 12.
Come on, there's gotta be something useful.
Okay. We are discarding an event. Both cultivates, and we discard 5. That's 4. And yeah. I found myself getting rid of my own Archmage with removal sometimes just to avoid getting decked. It just never ends with these guys. You know, love CGP, but I hate Azorius. I don't hate it. Hate's a strong word. I just, man. Long, drawn out, sluggish games. And there she goes again. Luckily we've got a spare. Still got that foothold card there. It's a little bit worrying, to be honest. You know what? Like, I can go and fetch it back from the graveyard. If she does get counted. There he is. He's touching his. Ah! Woohoo!
You really want to fight
And
me?
she's back!
That's cute.
What have you got? What do you got? Oh. These people. We need to win the game, like,
There has to be an
now.
answer here. The essence of life is inseparable from the essence of death.
Ah, is there anything of more annoying? You know what time it is? Mascot time.
All right. Who's ready for a good time? Ideas, like seconds, are free.
Or yeah, sure, whatever.
I do love a good puzzle.
Okay, now we basically just need to use our
Professor Onyx to you.
you know what? We need to you know, save as much mana as possible. We got him. We got him. We got him.
Past is catching up to me.
Whew. I was worried there for a moment. Almost ran out of cards. I don't know if this would be, you know, work better as a Yorion deck, but then it's just, you know, ends up being, you know, we've got to put Emergent Ultimatum in there, and everybody's doing that. I don't want to do that. So, game 1, win. I don't know if to get rid of Eureka Moment, there's enough ramp with Cultivate. And maybe just running some more counters. Something to consider. Perhaps next match. Let's try one more. I really do not want to play another Azorius control deck though. Something. Give me some aggro. Give me some Gruul. Give me anything but Azorius control, please, Mr. Ultra Guy. Nothing much to be guessed at from their deck size or anything. No companions. I find it funny how every streamer or player has a different way of arranging their cards. I go from, you know, lowest mana cost up to the highest, and then all my lands on the left. Oh, Death Touch. Perfect. 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 Need to get straight to Shadow's Verdict, which we can do very quickly. I'm gonna grab a... And then it's bye-bye, all your little creepy crawlies. There's a lot of people playing this card. I think I'll just use a classic removal spell on him. In case, you know, it comes down with another like 3 or 4 of these Death Touch creatures, then I can use Shadow's Verdict. There we go. Clockwork. Okay. I also really like using Into the Roil in that way. Okay, I think this one is 100% in the bag. Opponent is scrambling, doesn't quite know what to do with himself. Five-color shenanigans? Sure. Really care. Now we use the Shadow's Verdict. All of them. Graveyard and everything. Bye bye! I mean, he might have a fourth. Yep, you're also gonna disappear. Because this is odd, and my Archmage is even. We'll play the Archmage and follow it up with a Extinction Event. Ooh. Save Onyx for next time. Oh, whoops. 1 mana short. It's a bit of a problem. I don't want him to draw cards, so whatever. No problem. I can block. At worst. And he didn't pick the life gain. Oh, Menace. Whoops. The Professor?
Under my tutelage, even you can master death.
Perfect. Just perfect.
Come on, there's
Oh,
gotta be
no.
something useful.
Oh well, I can get rid of Menace and then block. Feels like my computer's overheating a little bit. Bye bye, Archmage. You've done your job. Definitely keep a spare in hand.
I have impeccable study habits.
When are you gonna scoop, huh? You ready to scoop yet? Buddy old pal. This next turn you are less screwed.
Come on, there's gotta be something.
What does this thing need to get up to? 8 before. Think we can kill it just for fun. And then we can ultimate Onyx. Game over. Oh, that feels good when you get it off. Oh, yeah. Oh. Sorry, buddy. I don't think you have enough HP. That's 2. That's 2 in a row. Climbing back up. I really want to try in the season in the numbers. I really want to give it my honest, all and full best attempt this season. Yeah, because I haven't really got like a million of these. Thanks, guys. Kind of considering that change I mentioned earlier, and I think instead of going, fully for it, a good alternative would be this. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to get rid of Necrotic Fumes because I don't have any creatures to exile. So bye-bye Necrotic Fumes, and we're going to go up 1 more Containment Breach. A lot of pesky enchantments. And then we're going to go down 1 Eureka Moment and up. I'm wondering if I should put like Epiphany, not All Runes, the other one, sort of big end game counter spell that also bounces stuff. Yeah, Epipa. Epiphany. Sublime. One of. Let's give it a whirl. So I apologize to whoever's trying to copy this off of my other hub account or from the description in the YouTube video. The deck is now slightly different, but I think these adjustments will make it a little bit better. There's almost too much card draw, if that is even a thing. Hello, John. My simple name. Probably some sort of a pest deck. You know, if some people try to throw you off, okay, see exactly, like playing Witherbloom guy sleeves, and then actually it's mono white or knights, Lorehold knights or Boros knights, whatever you want to call it these days. It might just bounce something. Try and not lose too much HP in the early game. Okay. Play it again. Okay. Time for a bit of Ramperoonies. Got enough green. Like 2 green is enough for the whole deck. I think I should even go down on the forest. Okay, now we need a sweeper. Keep up mana, draw on the opponent's end step. You know, it doesn't really matter which one you target, of course, because if I targeted any of the others, he would have just, you know, sacrificed the Selfless Savior to get it back. So. I think we need to scry. We need to find a sweeper here. These types of decks are running pretty much only tiny little creatures, so a Shadow's Verdict is exactly what I need. More land. Might even be screwed. There we go. There we go. Okay, so if we can get through next round, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're screwed. Oh goodness, I'm so silly. I should have gone for the. If I'd gotten rid of the Heraldic Banner, we would have won. Oh, there's nothing I can do. It's game over. Good game. Oops. Damn it! Damn it! Lost our streak. Oh well. These things happen. Maybe put in one more Shadow's Verdict instead of the Epiphany we just put in. When you come across these little... Oh wait, I think I'm already running 2 copies. It's fine. Too expensive to run anymore. You don't want to be drawing that on turn 1. It sits empty in your hand, you know, unused in your hand until turn 5. Yes, I am running 2 in the deck. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I mean, you saw it was the next card on the top of the deck. We were so close. That would have swung the game back in our favor straight away. I think we're gonna mulligan this one. It's kind of clunky. A lot of blue, no blue mana. Expensive spells. We're on the draw, so that's okay. If we put Onyx back, or one of the lands back, Shadow's Verdict back. I think we put Onyx back. We don't really need her until a little later. Ooh, another Sultai player. Here we go, mirror match of sorts. Maybe it's the Sultai elves. I hope it's elves. Lots of creatures. Come on, flood the field. I shall get rid of all of them in one fell swoop. Okay, so it's unfortunate that it is a you know, odd and even. So let's just get rid of the even one. Canopy Tactician. Off you go. Great card. So it is elves. Mr. Tyvar. Mr. Six-Pack. Mr. Do you even lift, bro? What a beast. I'm afraid you need to disappear though. Bye. We're dropping a bit low though. This is the problem with these control decks. Don't get me wrong. I actually am a bit more of a control mage. So it is my preferred style of play, but just lately it's not been doing its thing. Now I want to definitely do a little bit of a Shadow's Verdict on you guys. Here we go. Yes, okay. Stabilized. Let us scry, and then we can still keep up a counter. Me? Nice. Nice. Very nice. What you got, buddy, old pal? Or we can bounce something back to their hand and draw. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Gonna waste the opponent's turn. You know, you can cast it again, but he won't for some reason. Now we can counter it with the Epiphany and draw a card. No. Cool. Okay. Now we're just sort of waiting to draw our Onyx. Still nowhere to be found. Oh, we can get rid of anything they play, pretty much. Yeah, anything. So what? 1 damage to the face. I'm too worried. Okay, that's enough land now, deck. Thank you. Oh, goodness.
Will take days to recount all our feats.
Off you go.
I'll win. Avengers, go. Earn your renown.
So do you. Wow. Not, you know, being very helpful here. Oh my god. Maybe, I mean, yeah, next turn I'm going to cultivate and thin the deck. Get rid of all these lands I'm drawing. Nice. Okay, so it's definitely time to start to get rid of some of these lands. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes it's really just unbelievable how I don't know, the algorithm or whatever it is works. I just don't understand how it's possible for me to get so many lands in a row in a 24 land deck. Go fetch him back from the graveyard. Wish. He's probably gonna go for because then he gets another one. That's not good. Come on. This is terrible. This is terrible, terrible, terrible. Let's get rid of all the land that is in the deck. Come on. Give me a break. Flash. If he's got another one of these in hand, we are completely screwed. No. Okay. Ooh, 3, 2, 2. So Extinction Event isn't going to do it. I'm going to have to get another Shadow's Verdict or some... I don't know what. We are freaking screwed. Wow. Well done, opponent. I think it's time to make a couple of small adjustments. This is why I prefer this sort of stream format. I can adjust a bit as I go along. Yeah, let's get rid of Eureka Moment completely. I don't need that. Which means we can also go probably up 1, down 1. And then I'm gonna go 1 more, eliminate. Nah. Hmm. Yeah. I think that should do the trick. I don't know if it was a good idea to get rid of the Eureka Moment, but let's see how it goes. You know, it's nice because it's instant speed and it triggers Magecraft, but then again, so does both of the things I just added. Well, Bloodchief's Thirst is sorcery speed, but that's okay. It also triggers Magecraft. We could also put in 1 extra copy of Professor Onyx, make it a little bit more consistent, that I draw her more often. But just a patch of bad luck. Nothing to worry about. Mono white. Could be. Mr. Nibu. Nibu. No problem. We are going to get rid of you right away. Bye! Bye-bye! Please come again. So now pretty much the only green card in the deck is Cultivate, so I'll just focus on blue and black. Draw a card, bouncing. That's a great idea. Okay. Bye. Okay. Arena only cards. Top mythic. Yay! I can feel their frustration. That's too good. Mono White has such little card draw that once you get them down to this point, it gets pretty tough on them. Nice. Stabilize the board again. Nice. Now if they have any sort of... Ooh! Splashing blue. I knew it! Oh, that felt good. Oh, that felt so good. No! Oh! No! No! That's better. My bad. I was supposed to swing in there, of course. I think 3 copies of Professor Onyx are highly necessary. Just getting a bit ridiculous. Bottom. Slowly chipping away. We have plenty of control in hand. So we did cast 1 Cultivate, so... So now, if they have a counter, I have enough mana to have my counter. Counter! There.
The essence of life is inseparable.
Okay, so I'm gonna
from
keep
the
the pop quiz.
essence of
Let... Ow. Opponent scoops it up. Ooh. Phew! Would have been so embarrassing to go, you know, lose 3 in a row on stream. That would have been horrible. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab a sip of water. We're well on our way to saving up. I've stopped buying Strixhaven boosters, so you know we're well on our way. I'm already approaching that 10,000 mark. I can't wait for man, new sets and you know spoiler season, all of that. It's my favorite. I think I'm gonna do. I'm actually certain I'm gonna do a few streams on spoilers as well once they start happening. I always really enjoy that when I watch it on other people's channels. At some point the meta gets a bit stale and I'll have run out of pretty much every card that I can come up with. Deck that I could come up with, so eventually while we wait for the new set to drop I might switch things up a little bit. Okay. I think we can bounce something or counter something. Okay, no, we're just going for the nothing mode. I'm gonna want a tiny bit of life gain. What is Silver Quill foretelling there? It's either the poison the cup. Okay, now we can Into the Roil his clever Lumimancer before he casts his... oh, you know what it could be? Kaya's Onslaught or something. Gives double strike and +1/+1. It's actually a really good card to run in these Magecraft decks. Which I still need to work on one. Next week. Keep your eyes peeled. Go on then. Are you scared I've got a counter? A little bit of negate in my hand. See, this is where probably this deck would work much better in best of 3. You have a sideboard without just the lessons, and you can adjust better to each deck you're playing against. Like against this deck, I would have had a lot more, removal and that sort of thing. But what we can do in a clutch situation, if it becomes necessary, is bounce the Selfless Savior, and then do a removal on Clever Lumimancer. Opponent doesn't seem to have anything going on though, or he's playing on my counter spells, which is also fine. Another Foretell. Starting to get a little weird. Opponent. Nice. what's going on today. Plus we can exile. So it's not even, you know, Selfless Savior isn't going to help them. Sorry, please come again. Has it come time? We'll just get one black, one blue. Put black down first, tapped, and blue untapped. I waited until I would be able to have enough mana to keep a counter spell up. Because this deck can just, you know, 1-2 turns, boom, Leonin Light Scribe, bam bam bam. Like, they do a ridiculous amount of damage in a very short amount of time. I need to be ready to remove threats ASAP. Opponent's having a think. These could just be Doomscar. You know. Ah, knew it! Called it! Sorry, buddy. That's one of your... This card is great. And it's only 1 mana. You know, once it's been foretold. Leave me with 3. I hope they sack the dog. Then they're not going to read the card. It's exile. Oh, yes. Oops. And why does no one ever read the cards? You know, I think our main win condition is just pissing the hell out of these people. Like, I honestly feel sorry for my opponents. These types of decks, when I'm versing against them, it's just like, let me keep something on the battlefield, please. Nope, 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 nobody, nope, nope, nope. So that's 4 games, no, 5 games, 3 wins, 2 losses, I think. Not bad. Beg your pardon, I'm just looking to see how long we've been streaming. Okay, already sitting on an hour. I think we can do one more. Just for funsies, why not? Last one. Then I can spoil tomorrow's deck a little bit. Just if those of you who have really good vision have probably noticed the other deck in my deck list there that's sitting right next to this one, also with Professor Onyx, also Sultai. And they might have, if you have really sharp eyes, have caught the name of the deck as well. I actually sniped it off the tournament from last weekend. It put up some incredible results, so I tweaked it for best of 1, and it's actually ridiculous. Can't wait to play it tomorrow. Oh yeah, bit of mana red. Missed you guys. Where you been? Off you got. If we, you know, can stabilize the board against these guys, it's great. They run out of cards really quick. Ugh. never ends. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Yep, you can have my Cultivate. I do not need that card right now. Thank you very much. Perfect. Then we can Sword Confront whatever the hell he's going to play next. Unfortunately, Faces Heaven is going to be a serious issue. That's nice. Off you go. Bye-bye. That's really nice. Didn't have to face the Haven yet. Now we need some, we need a sweeper, like yesterday. Oh no. It's not a red source though, so I don't think. Oh, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. There's like nothing you can really do if you don't draw that sweeper on turn 4. It's Torbrand, blam blam game. It drives me up the wall. Okay, so that's gonna do it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope I illustrated the deck well and the archetype, Sultai Control. We made a few adjustments in the deck during the stream. I think it's coming together nicely. I'm having a much higher win rate on my aggro decks at the moment, but you know, that's just the meta right now. But I was just getting a bit bored of playing that all the time. So just to reiterate a little bit, we are basically controlling the board and ramping up so that we can get Professor Onyx on the battlefield, and then we win with her ultimate using Magecraft, and that's about it. I think I made it very obvious in a couple of those games. We won with Professor Onyx's ultimate in one game, and with her Magecraft ability in one game, when we were right down to like 6 or 7 lands in our graveyard, in our deck, sorry. And yeah, loving Pop Quiz. It's a nice way in these sort of control decks to draw a card on the opponent's end step, and also go and look around in your lesson board. And that's about it. As far as tomorrow, we're going to be looking at Titan's Nest. This deck is ridiculous. Like, I'll just leave it at that. Titan's Nest, Shark Typhoon, Professor Onyx, and I won't show you what's inside the box until tomorrow. If you like what you saw, of course, as usual, please give it a thumbs up. You can click the subscribe button down there. That would help me out greatly. And I'll be posting every day around this time, which is like 9 a.m. North America time, something around 3 p.m. Italy or Central Europe time. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. This is Ame from the Brew-Lab signing off. Ciao.